What is up, everybody? Golden Yogi here. You are tuning into the channel with the Golden Perspective. Today we're going to be covering two different things, Bankroll and Powermine, two powerhouses that I use all the time. First off, Bankroll, huge announcement. Okay, I heard a little bit about this yesterday, and I was excited to see how quickly it rolled out. So you can see it over here. It's something called BVLT. That's going to be the token name, Bankroll Vault. Now, this is the first Bankroll application token of any sort on Ethereum. Now, if many of you have been around bank teller and any previous iterations, there used to be something else on Ethereum. Way back, I was involved back then, called Party, and taking it back to Ethereum, because the whole reason it came over to Tron was because Ethereum was just tough, but Ethereum is getting a lot of shine right now. Definitely where the vast majority of DeFi is. I completely support still the DeFi and on Tron and IOST and anything that has smart contracts, because they can all be leveraged that way. So let's take a look in all this, okay? There was an OTC sale that ended a few hours ago, and this is going to be a proof of liquidity situation, okay? Let me explain that. Before that, I want to invite you to click down, subscribe, hit the post notifications, hit the like, dislike, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Down below are a bunch of other helpful links that can be used. So proof of liquidity. It's this idea that recently came out that Unipower used, okay, where they just raised all of the funds for the liquidity of all of the tokens right off the bat and loaded it all onto Uniswap at once, okay? That's a big ballsy move, okay? And that's what's been done here. And over about 650 Ethereum were raised in this OTC sale. And all of that is supposed to go to create this liquidity. So we're going to see more very soon. We should be, bank tellers on the East Coast. He said between 8 p.m. and midnight, he should be all finished. Everyone who had purchased any tokens over via OTC will have get their tokens once it's been fully, everything's been provided onto Uniswap. And I assume it's going to be Uniswap v2, because you can't put liquidity onto v1 anymore, apparently. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm happy for this, okay? This is probably going to raise this total network assets quite a bit. It looks like, maybe some people pulled out of this to get some Ethereum to go cross-chain. That's okay, all right? And the way I understand this whole system is it's gonna have some sort of drip, kind of concept, okay? So this is just the beginning for Bankroll on Ethereum. All right, as far as everything else on Bankroll, things are looking great. I mean, banker price back up to almost 3.5. All right, it had gone down to almost 2.5. So if you were buying in that 2.5 region, let's see, what is that? 3.5 divided by 2.5. It's a 40% increase. So congratulations on you. I am just enjoying Save, just kicking out, my dividends, okay? And also using the Banker Depot, as I just been hodling my 10,000 banker I've put together. And again, so just by hodling that, I was able to pick up on that that 40%. I'm happy. All right. Oh, look at that. Some divs. I'm going to pull that out. I can go buy some more Banker. Anyhow, things are looking good for Bankroll. I'm really pleased also to see this because the onslaught of just these ragtag copy pasta ERC20 concept tokens getting thrown onto Uniswap because it's so easy, and Uniswap is just kind of getting abused. Now, you know, anything can have problems, but we reduce the risk when we've seen developers who have produced projects time and time again, okay? And Bankteller has proven to me to be a fantastic developer, to go through everything, and this is what I demand from developers now, to be more thorough, to have a great track history, instead of these little pop-up things where all of a sudden you're getting spammed inside of all your channels and your Discord and your Telegram, and it's getting ridiculous, and so many people are getting wrecked. I think I was just kind of happy I didn't have any Ethereum sitting around to get into these things, but once I heard about Bankroll Vault, had to go get some Ethereum and play ball. All right, next, Powermine. I love Powermine. This thing has been like a nice little golden goose, and I know the same for so many others who have gotten in here. They, let's see, where are we on the token supply? Ooh, we're so close. Look at that, 125 till we reach the next tier, and then there's only 2,000 tokens left to be sold. All right, so it's going to go up from 89 IOST, 8,900 IOST to 9,200, and then the last one is 9,500. So you could be the one to come in and get these tokens, and they just made a big investment today into the, if you haven't heard, BetFury started allowing Bitcoin dividends. Okay, so they went in there and already are making a killing. Like they've been nailing it on Block Dice. They won the weekly leaderboard. Huge payout to all of us. That's the kind of the nice thing about this mining club, okay, is that so many of these games that they're playing, they have leaderboard competitions. And because we're pooling in all of our resources together, they're able to, play a lot more, because what typically these leaderboard competitions is how much you wager over a period of time. Well, our combined bankroll just sort of outsizes nearly like every whale out there. So we're in there just like eating up the top of these leaderboard competitions and making so much more besides just the dividends that are getting kicked out. One of the biggest things here is Power DeFi. Now, I was even happy to see that IOST Foundation's Medium even put out an article on this today, or yesterday, June 11th. We are thrilled to announce that I love that. Thrilled to announce Powermine Group's Uniswap V1 officially goes live for IOST. If you don't know, Uniswap is a protocol initially created on ETH, part of its DeFi ecosystem. In a nutshell, Uniswap automates the process for market makers called liquidity providers through smart contracts as a method to guarantee liquidity for any trading pair. The automated liquidity protocol Uniswap solves the pain point that most tokens face, which is the lack of liquidity. The order books in the DEX for most tokens are often either very thin or non-existent. This liquidity makes the token, usually from a dApp, way less appealing for the users, and thus the dApps can bring more volume and attract larger user base. Here's a link. Again, I already have it over here, and you can get to it directly from powermine.club. The launch of Uniswap is a small step for P-Mine holders, but a giant leap for the IOST community as a whole. And again, if you saw my recent video about IOST price, we can even just come over here and peek at it for a minute. Oh, that's credits. So you're gonna look at IOST. things are looking really good. We're on the rise, all right? Let's get back to the article. Porting Uniswap is just the first part of a large roadmap that Powermine has planned to expand the IOST DeFi ecosystem. Core essential DeFi products will strengthen the ecosystem in the long run and benefit the IOST community as a whole. Powermine Group is laying down the building blocks to strengthen IOST ecosystem from several fronts. From user end, the IOST members, acquisition, and superior DeFi tools. From the IOST Foundation and nodes perspectives, aggressively voting and adding potential nodes to IOST. Not only does Powermine take a lofty goal of voting for a new node weekly, the group also accelerates IOST users' acquisition rate with its partnership with Sonata for a new account creation tool. If you haven't visited this yet, come click this link. It's really cool, really easy way to get started. And you do need to use a phone number, but you can do free account creation, okay? In the latest contribution, Powermine has given a grant to Sonata for creating a one-click IOST account creation tool to support development and cover account creation fees. Sonata account creation tool is featured on 2 websites of Powermine Group. Powermine Group is unstoppable and will continue adding more valuable partner projects to their list to link, I guess to ink, maybe this is a typo, to link strategic alliances and ultimately facilitate the advancement of IOST to its rightful position as the #1 network for decentralized governance, finance, dApps, gaming, and beyond. If you want to know more on Uniswap, you can go continue, no, it's not clickable, but you can see here what tokens are currently on and what their liquidity was at the time of this article. You know, this is fantastic. It's just the start. So, you know, with the TIX token, which is part of Stackwave, I think it's Stackwave. It's Octomage or Jason, his games. They're a lot of fun to play. Don't take much IOST. You can play these little, 10-cent rounds. A lot of fun. And here's how it goes down. You have 3% for liquidity providers. You have 0.1 or 0.3% liquidity providers, 0.3% for the P-Mine holders, and 0.1% for a platform fee. Now this is a little bit different than the original Uniswap at just 0.3, so a slight little adjustment it looks like. But again, if you're a P-Mine holder, you like this. So this is really fantastic. There's a whole bunch of other links down here to get in deeper with IOST. If you have not taken a deep look at IOST, I strongly suggest that you do. It has expanded itself into a much more distributed proof of stake option as a blockchain. Okay, I see a ton of value in proof of work, and proof of stake has come along with this distributed proof of stake. But when the nodes get so much more centralized, like Tron, EOS, mostly that I can think of right off the top of my head, with these super representatives or block producers, there's an unlimited amount of, you just have to meet a certain threshold. Like I'm not a block producer, but I have a partner node with IOST that I was approved for as an influencer and somebody who really likes IOST and wants to talk about it. So I was granted that. So you can go down, and vote on my node. And of all the rewards that get kicked out, whenever I press the button to release the rewards, half of the rewards go to me, half go to you. All right, it's a pretty good deal. It's free IOST for just parking your IOST in a very risk-free environment. The only risk that you're facing is the price of the value of IOST going down. But if you're a believer and you're hodling through, it's a good place to be. Anyhow, yeah, this is all great stuff. I encourage you to come take a look, and that's it for today. Thank you very much. I will see you around later. Peace. Thank you so much for watching another video. Please, if you could at this time, like and share, subscribe, and hit those notifications so you can find out when the next video is coming up. Thank you so much again. Have a blessed day.